Hey guys, hope you're having a great weekend. Glad to be back. Glad to be able to vlog and talk to you guys about this previous week. Some really exciting things. I was formally observed by my one of my advisors, and a little nerve-wracking, but I think it went over really well. I know it went over well because we talked afterwards, and some really good feedback about my teaching practice. Um, as you can see, I kind of wasted no time getting into the, just dialogue of what's been going on with my week and stuff. But so yeah, that kind of dominated, I guess you could say, most of the week, preparing for that and making sure everything was together. But I'm officially in my unit plan, and just really excited with what's going on there. It's World War II. Actually, right now I'm working on this week's stuff, so I've got some maps and things, and some pictures and whatnot. So I'm using interactive stations for the children to go through the European theater. But before I talk about that, let me backtrack a little bit because I seem like I'm all over the place. So yes, this past week started moving more into the curriculum unit on World War II. The students have been learning about sort of the intro to World War II, so we are building up to a lot of just the major conflicts and battles and so on. So setting the stage, the students, they learned about early leaders, and then we talked about causes of World War II, and it culminated with them taking a short quiz this past Friday. And I felt like it went really well. A lot of the students, in fact, if not all the students, performed better than I think they expected. So that was really good for I think their confidence and their ability to learn this material. The material's not hard to learn. It's just so much. It's deep in certain areas. I mean, you think about World War II and the things that could be covered. We could easily spend an entire year on it, right? Unfortunately, I get just a unit. And although there's not a lot of standards for the particular grade that I'm teaching on with World War II, there's still that information that I want to make sure that I go over with them. I feel that it's important not to just tell them, hey, here's a date, here's a time, but reasons why, reasons for, things like, that have happened throughout World War II, leading up and during. So it's been interesting as a teacher to have a plan and then to start moving through it. And I think that was the biggest growth this past week. Maybe I would say, pace and time management. So I'd have my plan and I would begin to go through it with the students. For example, let's say 5 causes of World War II. And so I had the students do a frame routine, and as you know, from first period to the final period, there might have been some major tweaks. Particularly, I had the students work in groups and read through some primary documents, or just some information on each cause, and then have them fill out essential details, just like a framing routine. So rather than having the groups work on all 5, towards this last classes, since they were smaller, I had one group work on one of the causes, another work on another, and then so after we did that, we report it back. And so one group would be an expert on appeasement, for example. Another would be the rise of Hitler or the Nazi Party. And they would share the essential details, and the whole time I would have some notes. And so I would build off of that, and I would tell students, okay, I really like that, and I want everybody to have that down. Or if maybe some of the information they had gathered was sort of not quite where it should be, I could help shape that and direct it in their thinking through that. So it was not something that I entirely led. I mean, the students had a great deal of instruction for themselves in that. but it was good to be able to oversee a lot of that activity, conversation, and work. So I felt like the students, by and large, took a lot more away from an activity like that than just me lecturing, which I had been doing for the majority of the unit so thus far. Some struggles, um, pace, time management. So where that's my strength, it's my struggle still. Fortunately, my advisor was able to give me some really good feedback on ways I can improve time management and pace within my instruction and my practice. My cooperating teacher has been super helpful with that as well, and I've been shooting some ideas back and forth with her. So there's been really good dialogue there, and that mentoring sort of phase, where I'm in. But by and large, when I'm in the classroom, my cooperating teacher, she might have some other things that she has to take care of, so she'll go and do that. And it's nice to have, not necessarily to be alone in the classroom with the students, but to be able to have the confidence from my cooperating teacher, and the support as well, to know that she believes in me, in my practice. And again, it'd be different if she was saying, "Oh, I don't like this," or "I don't," but she's really not like that. She's been really supportive, and she's been really constructive in her feedback with me. So I feel like it's helped to boost my ideologies, right? Well, not just my ideologies, but my practice, and what sort of the way I approach the lessons and student interaction, student activities, and so on. So I guess it would be more maybe dispositions than ideologies. So that's more of what I meant. Um, really excited for this coming week. Again, the students will be working in pairs, and they'll be going through the European theater. They will cover the Eastern Front. So really excited about that. There's about 8-ish broad themes that they will be looking at. For example, early battles. We're talking Battle of France or Invasion of France, and then Battle of Britain. They'll look at, of course, they see key leaders. They'll see key commanders. George Patton, Dwight Eisenhower, Erwin Rommel, and a few others. So looking at the bulk of World War II, particularly with the European front, and then we'll move into the Pacific theater. So really looking forward to those. That about wraps it up. I really appreciate y'all listening in again. I enjoy doing these vlogs. It's nice to be able to discuss to you guys just what's been going on with my week. Sorry, it seems to just be kind of razzle dazzle, but I'm slowly getting it together. So I look forward to chatting with y'all, and I hope y'all have a great week. Thanks for watching.